I get this all the time. People, in the comment section, comment and tell me that I'm not going to last where I'm at. That they give me a year or two, and then I'll be crawling back to America. People will say that, 2 years max because, the fact that I may get homesick, I may miss my family, my friends, I may miss convenience, you know what I'm saying? To be able to do things that I can't do here, but I sure can do it in America. You know what I'm saying? Such as something simple as Uber Eats, Instacart. I don't have any of that. I don't have access to that here in this country. Matter of fact, it's illegal for you to do Uber here. You know what I'm saying? So people say that all the time, and I'm like, it's a possibility. It's possible that I may get homesick. I may miss my family and friends and all the rest of that stuff. I may miss convenience. I may miss something as simple as ordering a pizza from Domino's. Something that just about any American can do. But I can honestly tell you, regardless of whether I get homesick, regardless of whether I miss my family and my friends and convenience and ordering pizzas and Uber Eats and Postmates and Instacart at Target, Walmart, any of that, it don't matter at this point. Because regardless of whatever I miss, I can never go back to America. Why? Because I can't even afford to go back. I can't afford it. I look at prices online, stores that I frequent, I frequently go at when I'm in the States, like Target, Whole Foods, Walmart, the grocery stores that's in Charlotte, in North Carolina, like Harris Teeter, Publix. And I'm constantly seeing the prices go up. And at this point, if I were to move back to America, I don't know how I'd be able to survive. I would have to be on Section 8 or something. I'm just being honest with you. I don't understand. Straight up, I don't get it. How in the world are you all making it in America? How? The essential things that I would get if I was living in America right now, I wouldn't be able to afford it. In other words, I'm talking about I wouldn't be able to afford a lifestyle that I left a half a year ago. That's how drastic the prices of the prices of food and essential things that I need in order for my family to function or operate have changed. So regardless of whether I like it or not, I gotta hash things out here. And if it don't work out here, maybe I can move to another country that may be a little bit more cheaper. But other than that, it's a done deal. My fate is sealed. I have no choice. No choice. I'm looking at the prices of food. I'm looking at everything. Dish detergent. The dish detergent that I used to use and the laundry detergent. And you got to factor in this. I'm not using like Ajax dish detergent. I'm not using, like Tide laundry detergent. I'm using Next Generation, all of that stuff that don't have all of the chemicals and all of that mess in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a vegetarian. So I have a diet that's expensive. So maybe if I start going to the dollar store, if I was living in America, I would have moved back. Maybe if I went to the dollar store to buy my dish detergent and my laundry detergent, Maybe if I cut back on certain things, I don't know. I mean, when does it get to the point where you cut back on so much? Like prior to me leaving, I was cutting back on stuff. Straight up. So like what? I'm just trying to get it. I'm trying to understand like how far am I gonna go as far as cutting back on stuff? I know like I wouldn't be able to eat quinoa and wild rice like on a daily basis like I used to. That's real talk. Like I don't even really eat brown rice like that, but I've incorporated it into my diet because that going back and forth to United States, please, to get the stuff that I need, that's done. That's done. I got a little hookup where I can get some things here, but other than that, that's done. Man, I don't understand how in the world you all are surviving out there. Straight up. And as you can see, I ain't skipped no meal. Straight up, I ain't skipped a meal here. I'm gaining. I'm actually gaining weight. I'm supposed to be losing weight. I'm gaining it. Now, if I wanted to be ripped, you know what I'm saying, cut up, yeah, I'll go back to the States because I probably wouldn't be eating. It's hard out there, man. It's hard. It's hard. It's worse than I ever thought. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at videos on YouTube with just all people of all different ethnic backgrounds are complaining about the cost of living in America. Straight up. And truth be told, it's gotten a little bit more expensive here. But not to the point where I can't afford it. Not to the point where it's like, oh man, shit, I may have to go without eating. Nah, it's not like that. You know? And let me say this. I mean, I guess like some of you all are surviving by cutting back on some things that you know good and well that you really didn't fucking need. Like some of these apps that you're paying monthly for, you know what I mean? Whether it be Hulu, Disney Plus, or Netflix, and all of these NBA and NFL packages and all the rest of that, all of that stuff, and having 3,000 channels and all of that stuff, and cable plus internet and this. So by the time you all are cutting back and and not buying, not going out to eat as much, not going to the club, not going to the movies as much, and all the rest of that stuff, I guess that to free up some money. But when does it get to the point where, you know what I'm saying, you've cut back to the point where you can no longer cut back anymore? Because prices are just ridiculous. Like, who would ever have known that there'll be a day where Walmart and McDonald's is expensive as shit? Straight up. Like, shit, you might as well, if you go to McDonald's, you might as well try out Whole Foods. Because Whole Foods and McDonald's, they've been running neck to neck with prices. Like, who would ever, in other words, what I'm saying, who would ever think that fast food restaurants and let's just be real, you know what I'm saying, Walmart is for low income. Who would ever think that the fast food restaurants and Walmart would be expensive as shit? But I'm looking at the prices and I'm like, yo, people are, as bourgeois black women would say, you know what I'm saying, Target prices, people would look at Target prices, or Target prices rather, and be like, yo, I couldn't shop at no Target. I'm going to Walmart. But Walmart prices is just as bad as Target prices now. Like, there's no way where you can save some money. Like, the dollar store ain't even a dollar anymore. The dollar store is expensive. Like, I don't even know why they call it the dollar store anymore. It gets to the point where we have to, somewhere down the line, we're going to have to make a stand. We're going to have to. Straight up. We're going to have to. I am definitely in agreement to growing your own food. But people that really know about growing your own food and certain, and you have to grow certain vegetables, you know, in season, and some, and these vegetables can't be grown with this vegetable and this fruit and this. It is difficult. It's not a 1, 2, 3 thing. So when I say grow your own food, I'm not saying it like simple as that. Like you could just go to your backyard and start digging up some dirt and throwing some seeds in the ground. It's not that simple. It's not. You know what I'm saying? And then like the average person that grows a garden, that's not going to feed. It'll barely feed one person if you grow in a garden. You know, and I say that because in America, you know, you all have communities. And in those communities, you have the HOA, police. You might as well call them that. So you can't grow your food like you want to. Even though you own your home, you got HOA, police, and they have policy. And it's sad that the land that you have when you're in these communities and it's ran by the HOA, it's sad that you can't use the land that you have to grow your food. It's useless for nothingness. Like you just growing grass to have good lawn, a nice yard. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit don't make sense. And it's too late to do communities. Like what I mean by communities, like, you know what I'm saying, everybody come together and help one another. Like really become a community. We too divided for that. Not only in different races, but we're divided within each race. Don't you ever think that the black people are the only ones that don't get along. There's other races, and in their races, they don't get along with one another. Straight up. And that's a fact. The Asians don't get along with one another. The Hispanics don't get along with one another. You know, it's not just the blacks. They'll make you believe that. The whites don't get along with one another. They'll make you believe that, but it's not just the blacks. So we're too divided right about now in order to come together as a community. Something's going to have to give. Because it's just not that easy for you to get out there and grow your own food and have a community farm and all the rest of that shit. Because for one, if you live in the United States, the HOA ain't gonna allow it. Straight up. And two, you're gonna have enough land to feed the people. And who's gonna come together collectively to buy a big ass piece of land in order to feed one another? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's to my belief that prices of food and everything else, the essential things that we need, is just going to get more expensive, more expensive, more expensive. And I'm here to tell you, I don't mean to bust your bubble. And I know that's something that I did. But when I got here, because you don't know, you don't know until you leave the country. When I got here, a couple months later, I realized it. I'm like, yo, this ain't the solution. It's not. It's only a temporary fix. And what I'm saying is that, and I hate to burst some of you all bubbles, for real, because some of you all really think that that's the solution. Like, oh, I'm going to leave America and I'm going to go somewhere else where it's cheaper. Nah. You want to know why it's not the solution? It's because you can go somewhere else. And eventually, yeah, it's cheaper, but eventually those prices or wherever you're at, the cost of living is going to go up too, as well. So what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, if we don't take a stand, is you just going to be playing musical chairs, but more so on an international level. Straight up. And that's what people don't even realize. That's what we're doing now. People are like, man, I heard Thailand is less expensive, is more cheaper. Then when everybody moves to Thailand and the cost of living goes up, then people are going to be like, man, I heard Australia is much more cheaper. All you doing is playing musical chairs. That's it. Bouncing from one place to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. Just like how we were doing in the United States. When the Northerners got whim of the South being cheaper than the North. Everybody migrated to the South. And now places that once were cheap to live in, the cost of living once was cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham, Atlanta, Orlando, Houston, Dallas. Man, these places are mad expensive to live in now. That's real shit. I've done my research. Not to say while in the process of me doing my research, I was like, well, you know, I had it in mind, like, okay, I'm gonna move back and I'm gonna go here. No. It was more so of a, what if I wanted to go back? Let me see, if I wanted to go back right now, could I be able to afford rent, food, the price of gas, all of that? Excuse me, and I found some places to live in. First and foremost, I wouldn't move back to Charlotte. I wouldn't be able to afford to live there. I wouldn't be able to, straight up, this is my word. I wouldn't be able to be able to afford to live in Charlotte, Raleigh, possibly Durham, North Carolina. Possibly. Really, truth be told, I would have to live somewhere in the country of North Carolina. I probably wouldn't even want to live in North Carolina. I probably would live, even though South Carolina is a little racist, I probably would live in South Carolina. And taking heed, South Carolina is a very poor state. So everything's going to be a tad bit cheaper in South Carolina than anywhere else. North Carolina is booming. And Georgia, forget about it. Florida, forget about it. And North Carolina on up, definitely forget about it. DMV, forget about it. The DMV area, forget about it. So I would have to live in, if I could, by chance, move back to America, I would have to live in a very rural area. Country as shit. I'm talking about that area is like 50 years behind. Like if it's 2020, well, like as if it's 2025 now, it's like 1975 where I'm going. Straight up, like some of the blacks don't even realize I was a free. That's the place I would have to move to. Like I'm talking about on the weekends, they don't club. They just hang out at a McDonald's or a gas station or some shit. Like that is their clubbing. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like motherfuckers is still wearing Carcanine jeans and cross colors and shit. That's how that's how far behind they need to be. Straight up. Like it would have to be a small town in South Carolina where the population is like 3,000. And I'm not even, it's not even funny. It's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. Like everybody shop at Dollar General. Like in the South, like when I used to go to Myrtle Beach and the way that I used to go, you know what I'm saying, to Myrtle Beach, I would have to go through these rural towns that I'm talking about. And I'm telling you, the main place that all these people shop at is Dollar General. No lie. So I had to shop at Dollar General. Matter of fact, if they got a Piggly Wiggly, I probably had to shop there too. And I ain't seen no Piggly Wiggly anywhere in years. But I'm more than sure they got them at these rural places, towns in South Carolina. So I might be good if I move to one of them small towns in South Carolina. Other than that, nah. Charlotte, nope. Raleigh, nope. None of that. Greensboro, nope. Atlanta, nope. Orlando, nope. Jacksonville, Florida, nope. Definitely no, not Miami. And it's crazy, man. I don't know how in the world y'all doing it. Straight up. I really, no, seriously, I really look at you all like superheroes. Like if a motherfucker say, yeah, man, I live in Atlanta. What? If a motherfucker be like, yeah, I live in Charlotte, or I live in Dallas, or I live in Houston. I'm like, y'all are superheroes. How are you all doing this shit? How are you all doing it? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being real. How are you all doing it without selling some ass? I'm straight up. For real. How are you single women doing it without selling ass? That's real talk. How are you all doing it? How are you men doing it and you just got 1 or 2 jobs? Like, man, I've heard so many horror stories. People sleeping in their cars and shit. Like, they're not even going home. Like, for those that got a house or you know, apartment, townhome or whatever, they're not even going home because they're sleeping in their car in between time of their job. Like, they're going to work, getting off of that job and driving in the parking lot of the job that they're about to go into and catching them a couple of hours of sleep or whatever, and then going into the second job. And then they got a part-time job, you know what I'm saying, as their third job on the weekends or some shit. Like, this shit is just getting ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel bad for people. But I just know that at the end of the day, you know, that doing what I'm doing and doing what a lot of the expats and, you know what I'm saying, even those that are retired, like, the only way you're going to be comfortable if you're a fucking millionaire. That's real shit. Other than that, this whole moving shit, you know, first and foremost, ain't a lot of Americans like moving out of America. It ain't no massive exodus. It's not. It's not. You know how many Americans I bump into? 0. Ain't too many Americans out here. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't a whole bunch of people moving out of America. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is, you know, people won't tell you, but you know, your expats and your people that are retired or whatever have you, you know, some of these people got on fixed incomes. And if these people, these different countries go up on the price, they're gonna be fucked of everything. Mexico is getting expensive. I don't live in Mexico, by the way, but Mexico is becoming expensive. So yeah, man, sooner than later, we all on an international level, we're all gonna have to face so-called Big Brother, because it's happening in America, it's happening in these other countries. You know, the bigger, you know, the European country, Europe, you know, excuse me, in the eastern parts, you know what I'm saying? Is eventually this whole shit is going to affect each and every person on the planet. And sooner than later, we're going to have to confront these oligarchists head on. Straight up. Because sooner than later, it won't even be straight up. That's real shit. It's going to come a point, if we don't fucking confront these motherfuckers, it's going to be too expensive to live on the planet Earth. That's real shit. Motherfuckers going to be like, yo, man, I heard Mars is popping. I heard Mars got, you know what I'm saying, their 1 bedrooms is like $200. Niggas gonna be thinking about moving to other planets and shit. And then if it ain't another planet, like, man, shit, it's too expensive to live in this galaxy. Shit, I heard Galaxy X, like right beside ours, you know what I'm saying? They got it popping. Real shit. So yeah, man. We're gonna have to do something. Other than that, my name is Langston 2092. Out.